He is Andy. I'm Blair. And we just watched the Royals pull off a 6-3 victory over the Toronto Blue Jays in Game 2 of the American League Championship Series. And my first question to Andy is, what happened in the first game? They get out to a lead. They never give it up.
Yeah.
They win 5-0. No tension, no pressure, no comeback. What was with the Royals then?
What a shameful performance
total
that
shameful.
Was in Game 1. I mean, they should be embarrassed.
Because Game 2 was more of what we have seen with these Royals in the postseason.
It's what they do. And they did this all year. I mean, you'd have to. I mean, maybe that's just anecdotal based on how they've played in the last few games. But there's so many games during this season where they would be quiet early on and in high leverage spots in the 6th and 7th inning. When the starter is going through the lineup for the third time, or when the middle relief is coming in. Those weak spots in a team's game plan. It's generally the 6th and the 7th because that's when your starter's the most tired, and very few teams have 3 elite relievers or 4 elite relievers. In those spots, they just take advantage of the opportunities. And David Price was outstanding for
18 in a row.
I mean, shut down 18 in a row. He gave up a single on the first pitch and then didn't make a mistake for 6 innings. But then, there's a little miscommunication between Jose Bautista and Ryan Goins. Someone should let Bautista know also that the series has started.
That would be a good idea for Toronto.
Which I don't get, because you'd think he'd come in rampaging after how things finished, but he's been absent. So they get that single by Zobrist that falls in, and then it's just like boom, 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 boom. There's no real drama. It's just great players having good at bats. I mean, it's. There was a nice steal by Eric Hosmer. It was a great move by Rusty Kuntz to send him there, which prevented a double play ball with Kendrys Morales. So there's a little bit of their old run and gun ways, but they just, in these big high leverage spots, they come through, and they saw it again today.
I thought of a couple things. Rusty, of course, they're sending Hosmer, but also waving him home. Against
Bautista, who has a great run.
That's right, and it was kind of gutsy. I thought it was a gutsy call by Rusty.
Jersh.
I'm sorry, Jersh, of course.
No, Jersh deserves credit because everyone blames him for everything that's ever gone wrong.
Well, that's right. He blew the World Series last year.
That's what I heard. Exactly. That's what I heard.
Well, and the other thing too, and I wrote about this, was the performance of Luke Hochevar and Danny Duffy in a crucial situation. The Blue Jays were about to blow the game open, or had a chance to add on to a 3-0 lead. Hochevar comes in, bases loaded, 1 out, and gets Kevin Pillar and Goins. So
and that again gets back to in those moments of vulnerability, the 6th and the 7th, when the starter's tiring, when your bullpen, you're not going to unleash your best guys. That's when games are won and lost, and you've seen it so many times this year. You saw it. It was the 7th inning, or was it the 8th inning in Houston? Right, it was the 8th inning, but they were starting to use their, they started with Will Harris, who was not one of their best 2 guys, but anyway, I mean, it's just this is what they do. I mean, it's not even they're not even excited by it. This is the most bored group of players. I mean, you'd think this was like just a random game in June, but they're like, yeah, it's a nice comeback. Yeah, it's. It's like, this is what they do. And maybe that energy level, I mean, it hasn't affected how they played on the field. Maybe that energy level will peak, if they make the World Series. Obviously, that's what the goal has been all year. But it's, it's impressive to watch, and it's not even surprising.
No. They're going to take a 2-0 lead to Toronto. Game 3 in the Rogers Center is on Monday night, and 4, and if necessary, 5, Tuesday and Wednesday afternoon. Got a lot to talk about. Got a lot to write about. Follow the coverage of the Royals in the postseason in the print editions of the Kansas City Star, online at kansascity.com, and on your True Blue app.